Welcome to the Nerd Cave News. I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined along with El Capitan of the Laundry Gang, a money laundering through laundromats. He ain't no jive turkey. He'll clean your clock and hang you out to dry. It's Ferris Soapy Jones.
That was really good. I love it. So definitely, I think that takes the top ranks right now for me. So, because it makes me sound like I'm Gus Fring also.
Yeah, that's right, Soapy Jones. Soapy. Well,
Soapy Jones.
I'm glad you could clean up your act for a little bit so we could do this episode. This episode is brought to you by our wonderful patrons. You can become part of the ship, part of the exclusive crew by going over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Just like our wonderful crew members, the first mate, Brandon Hicks, our helmsman, the conductor, our gunners, Richard Newell, Daniel Sanford, Rushing Waters Yoga, Marilyn James, Brittany, the Granny Bee, Harrison, and our deckhand, Martin Sager. Derek went bow, 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 but you couldn't hear it, guys. I'm just letting you know. We're going to have to fix that. We'll fix that later. We'll fix it in post. No, we won't. This is the Nerd Cave News, where each and every week we run you through all the video game news that you need to know. You can watch us live over on twitch.tv/nerdcavenetwork, or you can watch the show later on youtube.com/nerdcavenetwork. Make sure to hit the follow and subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything, and like it so more people will see the video. There's a podcast version of the show available on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and Anchor. Go subscribe and listen each and every week. While you're there, leave us a 5-star review, or we'll not let you in the electric boogaloo.
That's harsh.
Yeah, you won't be invited.
But fair.
Yeah, that's what happens. June it is. That's how Yoda would say it. June is upon us. It is here. It is the 2nd of June as we record this. That means May is done, guys. May, it's not going to be May for another year.
Thank you. You literally said it before I thought it.
It's not going to be May for another year. So that means June's Game Club game has to be decided. And I told Derek before the show, I said, I got one. I'm picking it right now. You want to know what the game is? It is Barbie Horse Adventures Wild Horse Rescue on the PlayStation 2.
What? You go right ahead if your PS2 works. You will do a one-man review.
That's how I feel right now about Lego Star Wars. Derek, I don't want to play Lego Star Wars. It's just the same thing over and over. Well, dude, I'm almost done with it. I'm in episode 6. But Derek's like, I'm not going to play any more of it. I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it.
Too busy slaughtering horses right now to play.
June's game, guy. We'll get back to you by the end of the show. We'll let you know. But May's Game Club is finishing up. I'm going to call it next week, guys. We're going to talk about Star Wars, Lego Star Wars. Derek's going to finish the game within a week.
Okay. If by that you mean finish episode 1.
Dude, you haven't even finished a whole episode yet?
Nope.
Okay, I will say this for Lego Star Wars. The more I have played it, the more I have enjoyed it.
Okay.
I 100% say that because I wasn't really enjoying it or into the game until I got further along.
Yeah.
Because like it was just like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. And then as I went along, I've definitely enjoyed it a lot more. There are bugs in this game. There are some serious straight up bugs in this game, Derek.
I bet.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh no, there was one in one of the the second mission when you go to a Naboo, you're in Theed, I think. Oh, anyway, you leave the Gungan Fortress and you go there to find Padme, and there's a little thing where you got to put some barrels on a thing to give one of the bricks, and the ship just randomly spawns right there. and I can't put it on all 4 platforms. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Like, I was in a mission, and the guy that I was supposed to get like a key card to finish the mission literally was not there.
Oh my gosh.
Just disappeared. I'm like, okay. So I've had to restart 2 missions completely because of like random bugs and everything. But other than that, I have really actually enjoyed the game. Like, it has its bad things, but I've enjoyed it. So yeah, we'll talk about it next week though. We'll get into the minutia of it. Amy says, I feel bad for future podcast listeners. Is it because of the mouth noises? Is that it? Derek, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you have a hernia like right then?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I know you getting on up there. The geezer patrol.
You're not far behind me. What you mean?
I was spring chicken,
gosh.
baby.
I was hoping that as you popped off, you pulled something like, oh.
Nope. Baby. Let's get into it, guys. We'll tell you about the game club later in the episode, since Derek doesn't want to play Barbie Horse Adventure Wild Horse Rescue on the PlayStation 2.
Lord.
I told you we have shenanigans.
We do.
I warned you.
Even during pre-show, during the show, post-show, just, yeah.
Let's get into it, Derek. The gaming discussion this week, number 1. New Pokemon Violet and Scarlet trailer reveals 4-player co-op, new legendaries, and more. We're going to watch a video here, Derek, but 4-player co-op. That's insane, because I know they did co-op in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Man, I can't wait. What?
I think it was limited, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But it was there. All right, let's take a look at his trailer. Look at those graphics.
I know. At this point, I just feel like, they just want to keep that aesthetic from like the handheld days.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm usually not a big grass person since Bulbasaur, but that grass cat, I'd probably pick that as my starter.
I don't know. That duck looks dope.
Yep. The fire one just looks like a Barney reject. I'm sorry though.
Yeah. Hopefully it looks cooler, like evolved.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened with Totodile. For Alligator was boss.
Totodile was awesome though. I loved him.
Yeah, he looked a little goofy though. Oh, they took that from Arceus. The little sneak up mechanic.
Yeah.
Lechonk, that is great. Lechonk.
Let the wild hog eat.
Before I milk it.
So those Poke Centers, or is that like how you come into a?
I guess it is a Poke Center because you can also trade there, I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that it?
Nope, they gotta show off the legendaries.
Yeah, I know. I was like, where's the legendaries? It's just Jack Sparrow.
Oh, gosh.
That's a jet engine.
That looks like
Why
a
you got a
motorbike.
tire? Why you got a tire in his chest? They look like rejects from How to Train Your Dragon.
That's a good point.
Like they look bad. Like it looks bad. Like
the Jet one doesn't look. How about the Jet one looks the better of the two? But yeah, neither one of them look.
Like this one, he's got like some weird like growth, like
those. I think they're trying to make him like machines. Like that one, he's supposed to be like a motorbike, and the other one's supposed to be like a jet plane.
I don't know. He looks like he needs to go to the doctor. He's got a growth going
on. Like a mutated rooster.
Yeah, I don't know. We're being mean. Apparently, Amy said they aren't that bad. They ain't that good either. Am I right there? All right. So
I got. I'm about to say. Let me read of this, and we'll get into our little thoughts here. Okay. It reveals that Pokemon Violet and Scarlet will hit Switch on November 18th. On that day, you'll be able to choose between 3 starters: Fuecoco, Sprigatito, and Quaxley. They will likely be given to you by the new professors, yes, plural, of Generation 9. Professor Sada, if you're playing on Scarlet, and Professor Turo, if you're playing on Violet. And Sada's the woman, and then Turo's the guy. Shortly after their introduction, the trailer reveals that 4-player co-op will be in Scarlet and Violet. A first for the Pokemon series. It won't be limited to just online battles like in previous games, though. It seems you will be able to explore the region with other players. Throughout the trailer, we get glimpses at returning favorites and new Pokemon such as Palmy, Lechonk, and Smoliv. Plus, we see what appears to be some very Pokemon legends, Arceus-style sleuthing, and monster catching too. The trailer concludes with the reveal of this generation's 2 primary legendaries, Koraidon, the red dragon-looking Pokemon that will reside in the box art of Scarlet, and Miraidon, the purple dragon-looking Pokemon that will reside on the box for Violet. Both appear to live off the coast of this region, high atop some cliffs in the ocean. So in the trailer, like, we really didn't see like a lot of like, we saw him running around, but not like a lot of like heavy co-op action, in my opinion. But the fact that it exists is great. The fact that you can do it while free roaming in this open world is going to be nice too, because I mean, more and more open world games like Ubisoft did it with Far Cry. Like, hey, you enjoy this open world, why not do it with a buddy?
Yeah.
So,
well, Brandon put in the comments, it looks exactly like the last Pokemon game, and it does look like Arceus a lot. I know that the only thing that's kind of like different, like they've taken that, open world kind of thing, like you were saying. I think there's going to be more biomes and everything in this one. Returnal. But there's going to be the gym system that's brought back in, and not just like the capturing of Pokemon like Arceus was. Yeah. If I get Scarlet, can I play with someone on Violet? I'm not sure.
It didn't say, but just to go off past, experiences, you could always trade with, to fill out your Pokedex. You could always trade with people from other versions of the game. So by that theory, it would make sense that you could play with other people like on Violet or Scarlet or, however. But Pokemon being Pokemon, they could do that dumb decision where it's like, hey, you can trade with people on other versions of the game, but you can't play with them on other versions of the game. So who knows? They didn't say one way or another. I would hope they would do the gamer-friendly decision of letting you play with people no matter what version of the game you have. But I could also see them making that dumb decision of like, no, spend more money.
Yeah, hopefully they will do the right thing. I think the only problem that might pose is when you're playing, because like there are certain Pokemon that are in each region and everything. How are they going to generate it and like separate and everything? Yeah.
And then what does that mean for like story cutscenes? Because if one professor is only for each game, if you're playing with someone on Violet and happen to stumble upon a story cutscene with that professor, will it work for you that way? Or like can you say that? I think the better question would be, can you transfer your save progress between games? You know what I mean? Like if you want to jump with someone into Violet, will what you do there transfer over back to your Scarlet version, or will you just have to replay that section again?
Yeah. these questions definitely need to be answered. We've got a little ways before it comes out to November 18th, but I love Pokemon. I need to play more of Arceus. I definitely need to get in it and everything. But well, one of these days, we'll jump back into there. Brandon, Zach, let me know which Pokemon you get. I'll play with you. I probably will get the Jet one. Is that Violet?
Yeah, Violet.
Okay, I'm gonna be violent and Violet. You see, now the puns are here. The puns are here. On to our second bit of Pokemon news. Pokemon, the Pocket Monsters.
Yeah.
One of Pokemon series' most important developers is moving away from the games.
Co-founder of Pokemon developer Game Freak is leaving the studio to join the Pokemon Company, moving away from developing the games and looking at the franchise widely. Excuse me. Junichi Masuda will begin his new role as chief creative fellow and use his deep understanding of the Pokemon brand to develop new services and products. Masuda co-founded Game Freak and programmed and composed music for the original Pokemon Red and Green in Japan and then later Blue games before directing later entries, starting with 2002's Ruby and Sapphire. He has since directed, produced, or had significant influence over practically every subsequent entry, making him one of the most important members of the Pokemon game franchise, in which we've seen him a lot. Whenever Pokemon's talked about, we see him pop up. Like, he's pretty much like Masamoto, who's Oda, who's the guy who did Zelda? I'm having a blank.
That guy with the face.
Yeah. But he's like the Zelda creator. Every time they mention it, he pops up. Quote, I have served as the director of the Pokemon video game series, starting with Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire up until Pokemon X and Y, and was involved in the development of many video games, including Pokemon Go, Masuda said in an official announcement. Quote, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all Pokemon fans going forward. I hope to transcend the boundaries of video games by trying to offer greater surprises, fun, and excitement to people all over the world, while doing my utmost to connect people, expand the circle of play, and to help bring about a richer world for us to share. I appreciate your continued support in my new role. It's unclear exactly what projects Masuda will be working on going forward, but it appears as though he made the move to branch out of traditional video game development. That's not to say he won't be involved at all, as the Pokemon Company is obviously still at the center of the game series, but this influence certainly won't be as hands-on as before. But his influence certainly won't be hands-on as before. So I get that probably people are upset that like the one of the guys who was like pretty much made Pokemon what it is not going to be deeply involved with it, but he's still going to be over the series as a whole to where make sure it gets the love and attention it deserves, and make sure each property, like whether like Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Smile, like the weirder ones out there, get the attention to make sure it's like fun, like interaction with Pokemon like he wants it to be. But it's also a good thing because it's like he's letting more creative minds, like as we've seen like with Sword and Shield, they opened up more. With Let's Go, they did different things. With Arceus, they went a completely different direction. And with Scarlet and Violet, they're adding more features that people have been probably wanting for a long time. So he's letting other talent come in there and putting their stamp of approval on Pokemon games. He just wants to make sure that Pokemon as a property is on track and stays thing. But it's a good thing, because if you're staying on one thing for too long, you get burnt out after a while.
Yeah, well, you also think of it this way. It's like he's had such a hand in the creation of the games, making everything be consistent across the board, along with Pokemon Company, everything that they do, like that's going to be a big push. It's going to be really good for them. And then, bringing in younger people that have that drive to work those long hours to make, those creative decisions and everything. It's like, there's a time and place where you've got to shape things, and where you can, move up the ladder, make bigger decisions that affect other things, and let, some younger blood in there to, do the things that, the young people need to do. You know what I mean? The guy you were talking about is E.G. Ao,
Aonuma?
Anuma.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You know, I watch anime and I hear the words, but I can't say them, dude. Like the Katsi or whatever. Like I can't.
Akatsuki?
Yeah, there you go. Like I hear it, it's like, yeah, I know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like I got Jinchuriki. You know what I mean? The
Jinchuriki?
Whatever. They say it different. They say it different. Like the Shuriken. You know what I mean? The Sharingan. Yeah. I know. The Mini Noko Sharingan. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The Rasen Shuriken?
No, it's the one. It's like the one step up.
Mangekyo Sharingan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
I hope he does well in his new role
with
the Pokemon Company. Clearly, he's one of the.
He's definitely put in the time for sure.
Yeah. He needs to step up. You know what I mean? Over there making video games. So many Japanese things. Right. I am a Naruto fan. I watched just the Japanese versions, the sub versions, and it's like it's so fast. It's so fast. I know Naruto. Believe it. This is my ninja way.
No, my ninja way.
Man, my Nindo all the time. At like near the end of the first one. Anyway, guys.
Yes, Lord.
We got to get into some PlayStation news. There's going to be a lot of PlayStation news. You want to know why? Because it secretly is a PlayStation show.
Why did I wear my blue polo tonight? Because it's PlayStation night.
My talk no jutsu. What? Nani? I know that word. All right, we get into the PlayStation news. Yeah. State of Play recap. There's a state of play today, guys. We didn't watch it live. We didn't cover it live. So we can talk about it here with you right now. There's a lot of stuff on here.
So yeah, it's only about 14 things they covered, but it was still an action-packed 30 minutes though.
Yeah. 1,000 years of pain. That's what's going to happen to y'all. Y'all keep messing around in the chat.
So they started off with a great, they always want to start off with a bang to get you interested. They started off with Resident Evil 4 Remake, officially launching March 24th, 2023. Capcom is looking to reimagine the storyline of the game while keeping the essence of its direction, modernizing the graphics and updating the controls to a modern standard. PSVR 2 owners will also be able to look forward to some type of VR content, although no further details were given. As you can tell, they're starting to lean into the marketing of PSVR 2 because the next couple games are PSVR 2 related. But just like, we're not going to show trailers. We've kind of made the executive decision, like, if it's gross, we're not going to show it. So we'll at least mention it if it's talked about in like a, like this, like a state of play or like a game show convention or whatever, but we're not going to show anything. But what I did see was it is very, like, because they did RE2, RE3 remake, and RE3 remake was good, but it didn't have that same pop pizzazz as 2 did. This feels like the pop pizzazz of 2, especially if they're taking some liberties with how they're doing the storyline and some of like the content in there. They still want to keep it at, like they said, they still want to keep it at its core the same, but they're going to take some liberties and change a few things up, which is fine by me. You can't call it a remake to me if you don't change some things about it. But yeah, be excited about a pregnancy term away.
I was wondering where you were going with the term thing. I was like, what is he talking about?
It got 9 months to go.
Yeah. Is it 9 months to March?
Yeah, because it's June now. You got to think. I mean, a little bit more than 9 months technically by the release date, but
okay. Let's move on to the next one then.
So then, following that, they weren't done with Resident Evil news. Resident Evil Village is getting the VR treatment. Resident Evil Village will soon allow players to visit its world in a brand new way. as it will be made available for PlayStation VR 2, and yes, it will be the complete campaign, meaning you will have to experience blank in VR. VR will also let players guard by actually lifting their arms and use different weapons in each hand for even more combat opportunities. The PSVR 2 keeps rolling. Just a couple of quick ones. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution was announced for PSVR 2 sometime in the future. Following that, No Man's Sky will fly its way onto PSVR 2. They did some VR content, so I guess they're just porting it over to the new PlayStation VR. Now another one, this is like a combo pack here. We got some Horizon news. First, we saw Call of the Mountain, and they said a new update for Forbidden West will be launching today. That'll bring in some new features. So Zach, if you want to hit that video, good sir.
Curious now. Curious. Derek's dying right now, y'all.
Try not to.
All right, let's watch this update. Hey.
Nom, 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 nom.
Well, he lost the rest of his body. It's just hands.
Right.
That snap ball got him good.
He's all handsy now.
Yeah.
Bump the Thunderjaw, man. Like, why?
Okay. So it's VR, so it's like showing like where your hands would be.
Yep.
PlayStation VR 2. Did you hear that, Derek?
Yeah.
PlayStation VR 2.
It also says PSVR 2 in the article. Don't leave it be.
I'm just saying, PlayStation's calling it PlayStation VR 2.
Got a performance mode update. Transmog.
Which is what?
Ooh, reset skills.
Nice. There we go.
New game plus.
Nice. Play has no limits, Derek.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what did you... So I was kind of impressed with Call of the Mountain, to be honest.
Yeah, it's looking better. It's looking better.
Yeah.
My question is this, Derek. I've played VR. You've had a VR headset. You know, I
Yeah.
think everybody at this point has experienced it, you know, at a friend's house or something like that.
Yeah.
Not every game is great. All right.
No.
I've played the Batman VR one.
Yeah,
Not good.
me too.
Not
Nope.
good. Not good. I wanted it to be good. Was not good. I've also played Resident Evil 7 VR.
Oh, yeah.
And that made me sick.
Yep.
Made me really sick because of like the motion sickness. Because like it was the full game. Like it played just like the regular game. You're just using the VR headset instead. With seeing the combat in Call of the Mountain, I'm like, how are they going to do this without making people sick?
Right, exactly.
Because like finding these machines in the regular game, like
Especially
you're
a
moving,
Thunderjaw.
yeah, you're moving all over the place. You're getting out of the way. It's like, how are they going to do this and make it, work with the world and still not make you barf all over your
Yeah,
place?
exactly.
That's my biggest question about it.
Yeah. I have listening again to it, going to like the story aspect because Horizon as a game has some very intriguing story beats. From the
Hmm.
way they made it sound, like he's either gonna be like the main guy, I think Reyes is his name.
Yeah.
Um it sounds like he's got a dark past. I wonder if he's like a ex Shadow Karja that is like trying to
Mm.
get retribution because it's like you've lived in the
Mm.
shadow. Now we have to bring you to the light. Either that or he's like some ex prisoner that's like like was framed for murder or something. It's like, all right, you wanna prove your innocence? Do this for us.
Or he was part of the Red Raids.
Ooh, yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So that would be interesting. That would be
yeah,
very interesting because we heard more about that. I think in the second game, like we heard a lot about it in the first game, but we heard a lot about it in the
yeah,
second game and everything. So it'd be cool to see that be tied into a character that actually lived through it and everything.
exactly. Um, and to echo some of your things, like too, is like, yeah, this cause seems like you're gonna be jumping around a lot, especially like that little snippet where you were fighting the scrapper and the watcher. It's like, all right, you're gonna be jumping back or jumping around, and it's like, all right, how are you gonna do that without like I know they're trying to work on that kind of technology. And my one little gripe, and I know it's a VR thing, and I don't mean this like because Amy kind of touched on it. It's like PSVR 2, you have better stats than you did 6 years ago. Can you give at least forearms, like instead of just like the wrist and hands? Can you at
Yeah,
least be able to put in some forearms for these characters? Like, anyway, that's just me.
yeah.
Little
It
nitpick.
just it brings the immersion away from like someone that's watching you play
Right,
it. You know what I mean?
right.
So I think
Because
that's the biggest thing is like, some people be watching you play it while you're experiencing and you're not seeing that,
right, and I get like for the first VR thing, like yeah, it was for whether it was like no matter what VR headset you got, it's proof of concept. They want to show you like, hey, this can be viable. So you let things like that get away. But now as we're advancing in technology and they're doing more iterations of a lot of these VR headsets, it's like, come on, you can at least probably push the fidelity of something else besides wrists.
Yeah, exactly. It's like put a little bit more effort in there and that'd be great. That'd be great. Now the update, I'm glad that they're continuing to support the game. Like I know
Yeah.
it's only been out a few months, but having an update that is that jam packed because a lot of like PlayStation games have not gotten a new game plus for several months, like a half a
Right.
year usually is like the turnaround for like a new game plus or even a year. I think God of War, it was like almost a year before we got new
Yeah.
game plus for it and everything. But with being able to re-roll your stats, new game plus, a new
Transmog.
difficulty mode, yeah, which is what is that? Is
Yeah,
like
it lets you change your outfits without altering your stats.
okay, so that's pretty dope, you know. So like there was a lot in that, and of course you can go to the PlayStation blog and read all into that. But that makes me feel like okay, hey, we're getting more to this, and I know we discussed the potential of a DLC that's coming down the road.
Yep.
That makes me feel like that is more of a possibility because
Yep.
with God of War, we didn't get any DLC. We got the new game plus. That was
Yep.
the hey, this is what you're getting. With this, it's like, okay, we rolled this out pretty quick. It's been 3 months since it came out.
Yeah, it's been three and a half months.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. So it's been like 3+ months now. That it's like, okay, we get some new content out there, and I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now, Derek.
Hmm.
Beginning of next year, we're getting that DLC.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because if it's to be true that VR2 is launching, they want to make that the focus of the fall. And maybe the only thing they want around that same time is the supposed Last of Us 1 remake. So they don't want to bog everything down by putting all
Yep.
this AAA properties out, or like these heavy PlayStation produced things out. So I think
Yep.
like it would be cool for the 1 year anniversary, just be like, or like around like the next February, they're like, hey, it's around the time of the 1 year anniversary. Here's the DLC for it. So I think that'd be perfect for it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's move on to the next one. We got a little sneaky peek of Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered will swing on to PC on August 12th. They didn't. I don't know if they showed anything, Derek. Did they show anything?
They did, but I mean, it's like stuff we already know of. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a less than a minute long. But that was nice to see. Like I was telling you before we aired, it makes sense, but it wasn't. I didn't think it would be possible just because of how like the licensing deal with Marvel would be. But yeah, great to see it.
Yeah. If you haven't played Spider-Man and you've got a PC, you need to play Spider-Man. Like this, it's an amazing game.
I'm kind of surprised because this is the PS5 version that they put out because it's the remastered version. Kind of surprised they didn't do like the Uncharted thing where they put a bundle and it's like, oh, you get Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales.
Nah, dude, they gonna milk that thing. They gonna milk that thing.
That's true.
You know what else likes milk? Cats.
Cats.
Stray gets a release date for July 19th. Furthermore, it will be free for those who have It will be free for those who have subscribed to the new extra and premium tiers of PS Plus.
Which that one surprised me, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it made sense. Made sense. And we got a little trailer of Derek's future game club game.
Hey, you know it.
Oh no, a cat. It scares me.
Alert!
He's purring.
What was that from Monsters Inc. 2319?
Yeah.
Definitely more of like an eerie vibe that they tried to give in this trailer than what we've seen previously.
Oh.
Don't you hurt the kitty. You're right, Dan. Knocking everything over. Such a cute kitty.
All right, Derek, what do you think? I'm gonna let you talk on this one.
So, like I said, definitely more of an eerier vibe. Like they try to make it more of like a serious thing because I think they want to show it's like, hey, this game's gonna have not just gonna be sunshine and rainbows. There's gonna be some things you have to fight, and so I hope it's not like creepy. Like I hope they don't like completely change like the tone of what we've seen previously.
Yeah.
And make it like a not like like a more like a jump scare type of thing, but
kind of thing.
I think it'll be like a more of like a puzzle solving type platforming game. But I like it. I'm ready for it, and it being free to extra and premium tier members is a nice bonus.
Yeah.
They're kind of going that Nintendo online expansion route where it's like, hey, you buy into this, you give us extra money, we're gonna throw stuff your way.
Dan says that's game of the month material right there. No, I'm gonna have to veto that one. It just ain't for me, dog. Like it ain't for me. The traversal has to be really good, or that game is gonna be, in my opinion.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? But let's move on. The Castillo Protocol gameplay trailer confirms a December 2nd release.
And they originally said that this is like they originally, when they first announced this, tried to want to make it connected to the PUBG universe. Then they recently walked that back and be like, you know what? On second thought, we'll take that back. But this is like a very Dead Space-esque type of horror game that they're trying to like. It is very heavily influenced by Dead Space. Like I think even like former Dead Space devs are on this project. So it is
Okay.
very much like hide your kids, hide your wife. But yeah, it was extremely scary.
Okay. Okay. Moving on, Roller Drome blends combat with skate stunts on the PlayStation and PC. Sounds like a game that's going to die real quick before I even know anything about it.
I wonder which is going to die first, this one or Roller Champions, that the Ubisoft game.
Uh,
Roller Drome is in development at Roll7, the studio behind the Ollie Ollie series, and will be published by Private Division on August 16th for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. Anyone can compete in this deadly game, but the deck is stacked against them as they take on house players, much like American Gladiator show. The goal of each competitor is to achieve the highest score possible by combining roller skates tricks with eliminations. The player assumes the identity of Kara Hassan as she enters her first match. Your goal is to rise the ranks and hopefully become the Roller Drome champion, meaning you stay alive. It's been amazing to see this project come to life, from the original prototype that received a lot of love online, all the way to the brutal and intense experience it is now, thanks to the amazing work of the team at Roll7. Paul Rabite, creative director at Roll7, said, "We're really excited for players to jump into Rollerdrome." So, watch the gameplay trailer. They are definitely trying to make it like very Bloodsport-esque.
mm,
It's not gory per se, but they do have blood splatter and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
it's it's okay. Like I watched the gameplay. It's definitely not a game for me, but I mean there'll be a niche for it somewhere.
I don't know. It just reminds me of that Xbox game that came out. I haven't watched it, but that Xbox game that came out, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe three. It was like the Overwatch type game that was like kind of like what is that game called? It had like heroes. It was like really kind of
Apex Legends.
no. It was a Microsoft version.
Oh, Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge. This is what it sounds like. I know it's like different thing, but it's going to be as successful as Bleeding Edge. I'm calling it right now, guys. You can already feel it. It's like, why do people make games that are just not going to do well?
Because they want to try something,
I
I
don't know.
guess.
I'm being mean over here, I guess. I don't know, but you know what game's going to be okay and still have a bunch of people play it though?
What?
Street Fighter 6. First gameplay trailer was shown alongside a 2023 release window, and we've got that video right here for you guys. Derek, are you a big Street Fighter guy? I know you like
Not
to Hadouken every now and then.
not really. Like it's too like I'll play it at a friend's house, but I've never had a single iota to want to play it myself.
Yeah, Street Fighter 4, I think came out when we were in college. I played that, and I'm like, this game is not for me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Budokai, like Dragon Ball Z fighting games about as far as I'll go. Like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z, that's a little bit too deep as well.
The more technical games like that, Guilty Gear and Tekken, which is like, quarter circles and all that mess and all that jargon. I'm like, you could have that.
No. Injustice, love that game. Anyway, here's Street Fighter 6. Let's look at it. The Street Fighter. Get it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And guess what? You're gonna take to the streets and fight.
This kind of reminds me of like a Yakuza game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there'll be a reason for that. I'll get into the once we done watching this.
But it's like a game, says Dan. Yep, it is a game. Bro's getting old.
Yeah. Chun Li's getting old too. Like she doesn't like she looks still looks good, but man, it's like she doesn't look like a kid anymore.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. I wonder if that's gonna be a hub world.
It's the online part of it.
Oh yeah.
It was saying that you have to have a PlayStation Plus account and everything
Oh yeah.
for it. Like it looks good. It looks good. Like it's in the art style that we've gotten, from Street Fighter and everything
Yeah.
recently. I wished I was into Street Fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I wish I could do the cool moves and all of that, but I never understood it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just it ain't for me. So why does everybody look old? Well,
I
like
guess it's just
old. Well,
I don't
like
know. I guess they're just trying to keep up with the times. Be like, all right, we're gonna bring in the younger generation, but keep the old heads there to keep them straight.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of that. It's like it's you know what I mean?
Um, just a little bit more detail here. Street Fighter 6 will brawl its way onto PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in 2023. It's also coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC. While that may be a bit of a wait for some, Capcom has provided fans with an extended look at gameplay for the latest entry in the legendary fighting franchise. Street Fighter 6 is being built on Capcom's RE engine, the same engine used for Resident Evil 7 and Village, and it will allow for improved graphics alongside a more stylish experience that will be filled with, quote, explosive splashes of paint and the striking graffiti treatment. Hence the Splatoon look, I guess. As we wait for more news, Street Fighter fans will be happy to know Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, and newcomer Jamie are already signed on to the roster.
Well, I would figure since you put them in your trailer. Let me just say.
Right.
Let
Right.
me just say. You know what I mean? Like Nate chimes in. He says, "Looks like they're trying to bring in the new generation into Street
Yeah.
Fighter, and they're going to retire the old ones, bring in a younger audience."
Yeah.
Like I understand. I understand, it's like, oh, there's this game's been going on for a really long time and everything. We got to bring in new characters. But like, look at Mario. Let's look at Mario, Derek. Mario has
Yeah.
been around for, didn't they just have like the 30, 50 years?
35th. Yep.
Yeah,
35th. Yeah.
75th anniversary of Mario. 35 years. Okay. Now, Derek,
Mhm.
what if I walked to Nintendo and be like, hey guys, I know we've got Mario, I know we got Zelda, all this. Let's say we're making a Mario game, but Mario's old and we bring on someone new. you wonder what's going to happen when you say that. They're
Yeah.
going to laugh at you and say, "No, that's our most popular character. Get out of here with that nonsense."
But it's like, who hired you? Go back to where you came from.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. Like I understand with like movies and all of that. Like still, I don't really care for it. You know, but it's like it doesn't make sense. Like these characters don't age because it's a video game.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand it's like trying to bring new people on, but new people play Mario, new people play Zelda games. You know, so I don't know. I don't
I
know.
do like the more Yakuza approach they're doing with it though, by like giving like a big hub world where you can just go off and explore and probably find events or like do training stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I was really curious about that. Dan says, I feel like they did the same thing for Soul Calibur, but I didn't really care for it. You know, one person does it, somebody else follows after that.
Yeah.
Nate chimes in. This will be our last one on Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a nostalgia game for me, and I would rather play the classic arcade games. Yep.
So, question for you real quick before we
Mhm.
go on to the next thing.
Yep.
Since they're bringing 6 to multiplat, do you think they eventually port 5 over to other consoles too, or do you think that just remains PlayStation?
I think they abandoned 5 completely.
Wipe it from existence.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's like we got 6, let's move on, and that way they're not dealing with any kind of weird licensing stuff, you know, with
Yeah.
music and all of that. It's like we're making 6, it'll be out next year. You know, there's no reason to muddy the water between now and then with releasing 5.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I think it'd be good. It's a good way, fresh start. Hopefully it will be cross play,
Yeah.
you know, and not just like, oh, we released it on all of them. They'll make a cross play. It's 2022. Then it'll be 2023. It's like it needs to be cross play.
Exactly.
If you're doing it right, you got to do a cross play. You got to do it cross play. Tunic is hitting PlayStation consoles on September 27th. And guys, if you don't remember Tunic, it's a beautiful little game. It's a
It is
little jumpy jump game. One of them with little characters with the
one of those
thingy-doos.
games.
Why you say it's one of those Zach games?
Because you would say it.
I know. I know. So we got a trailer for it. Let's take a look at it for PlayStation 5 and PS4. Okay.
It's such a fun looking game.
It was cool.
Remember that game Below that they did for
Yes.
Xbox a while ago?
Yeah.
Then because that game took so long to come out, and then they announced Tunic like a couple years later, and this is like feels like it was like when Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones were announced around the same time. It's like Sea of Thieves and then Skull and Bones, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is like a better Sea of Thieves," but now it's like Skull and Bones may or may not be coming out, and Sea of Thieves is thriving strong. So Tunic looks like it'll be a lot better because Below came out a couple of years ago and it failed miserably.
Yeah, it didn't do that well. And he says looks cool. I agree. It looks really cool. Like, you know, like there's a lane of games, Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's looking at his phone, guys. Just calling him out right now. He's looking at his phone. So he's not denying it. He's not denying it.
It was for a quick half second, sir.
I called him. Got him. But there's a lane of video games that I don't know. Like, I have a soft spot for like indie kind of games. Not all of them. Some of them, like, I'm just like, this is a no go for Zacharoo. But then there's like some of them that just get me. You know what I mean? Concrete Genie. Amazing. Life is Strange, which I know that's not necessarily indie, but we'll go there. You know, original, like way back when it first came out. It's like Journey. So good.
Oh yeah, Journey, yeah, for sure.
You know, there was one I was playing on Xbox Game Pass. Lake. I think it's called Lake.
Oh, I don't know.
You like drive around you're like a 40-year-old woman, and you're a 40-year-old woman that leaves her, like takes vacation from her job to go back to her hometown, like in Oregon, to drive her father's mail truck for a week and deliver packages while he goes on vacation with your mom.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Nonetheless, guys, we like indie games, but there was another indie game that was shown here. Stunning indie game Season A, Letter to the Future, is coming in fall, and Derek's going to tell us more about it.
Season won't take you won't task you with fighting monsters or saving the world. Rather, the game puts the player in the shoes of a traveler named Estelle, who is recording everything around her for posterity. There are hints that Season's sweeping vistas, sun-drenched fields, and flowing waterfalls won't be around for future generations. The trailer explains that no one knows what will happen when the season ends, which makes the job of documenting the world for the future so important. We see the protagonist going about this assignment in various ways, like writing in a journal, taking photos, and recording audio. She also stops off to speak with the people around her while exploring the landscape on her bike. As the narrative designer Meg Hutchinson explains, quote, "Your time spent with other people is crucial. You help them through moments of quiet crisis in their lives, and the change coming to the world is not abstract, it is immediate. They are they are trying to navigate to survive, to find a way to live. You help them, you remember them, the choices you make reverberate, and the importance of what you're doing becomes increasingly tangible. Showing your recordings to these characters you meet can also yield useful pieces of information for a moment of connection. The title looks like it is shaping up to be a pensive and beautiful experience when it comes out on PlayStation, consoles, and PC this fall. It has very much like, especially like with the choice-based stuff, it feels very much like Life is Strange vibes to me.
Hmm. Interesting. I definitely want to take a look at that one a little bit more. You know, it's all interesting. Got a lot of interesting ones in here. We got one more before we jump into some Final Fantasy to perk some ears up here. We have a new dating action game, Internights, challenge users to find love during an apocalypse. Now, this kind of reminds me of Wrestling with Emotions. Not that we're watching a video. I'm just going to say Wrestling with Emotions from Team Laserbeam, which I highly doubt that this is this game, because Wrestling with Emotions, you played as a wrestler trying to find love.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Really weird. So let's talk about Internights?
Yeah, Internights, yeah.
Internights, okay. No, that's wrong.
The game challenges you to make most of life during this catastrophic situation. That means finding life and saving the world, or finding love and saving the world. When a mysterious entity infects humans and turns them into monsters, you must race against the clock to find an answer for survival, especially if you want to save your new relationship. In the game, you scavenge, dungeon crawl, and date your way to answers, but be aware that you're doing it all on a deadline, with a clock constantly ticking, reminding you to meet your deadlines. Studio Psy promises dungeons with traps and puzzles alongside fun dancing minigames. You also get to pick from a cast of 5 characters for your romantic pursuits, each with their own unique stories and skills to help you battle. The action showcased in the trailer looked fast paced and featured mostly hacking and slashing away at baddies, while using the face buttons to unleash powerful skills and magical abilities. There was even a motorcycle sequence you get to get your adrenaline pumping. You can watch the trailer above to see for your action, to see the action for yourself. So get ready to hold hands, make out, and fight to stay alive when Enter Nights debuts on PS5, PS4, and PC sometime early 2023. And I didn't show the trailer in there because it does have a brutal scene where one of the characters' arms gets like chopped off, but replaced with like this mystical or like pretty much like cosmic ability. But it is very like Studio Psy, like, excuse me, the dancing mini games, like that makes sense because when you watch the trailer, it is very like anime-esque. Like it is very anime aesthetically done. Like think like Scarlet Nexus from a couple years ago.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Derek, take a drink of water. You need a
yeah.
drink of water. He's got the sty, guys. Not a sty, the stein. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a stein as I.
No, no.
Dating action game, dating action game. I don't know. I don't think it's for me, dog. I don't think it's for me. It looks like it's not for me.
Yeah,
I've already found love. I ain't got
exactly.
I ain't got to look in all the wrong places.
You're right.
Looking for love in all the wrong
Alderon.
places. Get it? Oh my gosh! Final Fantasy 16 is never going to release. I'm just kidding. It has an official release date for summer 2023. You were holding on. You were waiting. You were hoping. You were hoping that it was going to be Final Fantasy 7 Part 2, but you're
Right.
still waiting. You're still waiting on that. So let's check out the trailer for Final Fantasy 17, 16. That one, you know which one we're talking about.
They all run together at some point.
Now got Sora and Riku and all that. There's Troy Baker.
Yep. It is sure hard to miss his voice.
Godzilla.
Right.
Warriors, come out to play. Okay, Derek, I know you got some rundown for us on this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it away.
So, Final Fantasy XVI's latest trailer has finally arrived, and it was filled with gameplay and some of our favorite summons, icons in Final Fantasy XVI. That's what they're calling it this time around. From Final Fantasy's history, including Phoenix, Titan, Garuda, Ramu, Shiva, Odin, Bahamut, and Ifrit. Final Fantasy XVI's protagonist, Clive Rosefield, also was featured in this Dominance trailer, and it showed how he and his team will take on the many enemies that will undoubtedly get in your way in the game's story. It also revealed that Final Fantasy XVI will be released on PS5 in summer of 2023. The game can currently be played from start to finish but the team is using all this time to polish the game the best they can. So interesting to note that the game is pretty much done, but they want to work on as much as possible, and get all the kinks messed out. So they've got a year. I mean,
That's
they've got a
big.
year out. Yeah. So
I I haven't seen a company like a developer do that like in a long time, you know?
well, up until it got delayed, Starfield was that right? Because they gave the release date a year and a half out. Last E3.
Yeah.
And of course they delayed it, but still, like, it's rare that, like you said, it's rare to be like, hey, well, this is even more especially rare to be like they openly say, hey, game's done. We just want to polish.
Yeah. Because usually they're working up, to the last minute and do a day one patch and everything. So I think that's going to be huge. It looks interesting. I'm not a Final Fantasy player. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it looks like a anime writer's fever dream.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I'm just like I don't know what's going on. They got kaiju fighting and all of this. Nate says Final Fantasy cinematography is so awesome. I agree. Like it's always great. I just never know what's going on. I don't know what the
Yeah.
story is. I don't know what they're yapping about. It's like y'all talk way too much. There's a ton of action, but it's like y'all talk way too much and I don't know what's going on. But apparently your citizens could die, their houses can burn down, but they can be replaced.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that trailer.
The Empire will live.
Yeah. Yeah. Glory to the Empire. It also felt kind of like Attack on Titan a little bit on there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I usually don't care for the medieval theme too much. I don't know. I don't like I said, I ain't got no dog in this fight. You know what I mean? Because I'm a lone wolf. Ow!
All right.
Derek,
That's a lie.
Are you a lone wolf? I am a lone wolf.
No, I got my pack.
Yeah, that's right. We a pack.
Yeah.
Ow!
A pack of fools.
Speak for yourself, son. See, Nate knows what I'm talking about. Nate's part of the wolf pack. I'm the alpha dog. How? You know what I mean? I'm the anyway, guys. We can get bogged down in that, but we got some PlayStation quickies, and oh man, do we got some PlayStation quickies up in here? Do we got some PlayStation quickies, Derek?
A lot of juicy tidbits.
Go ahead.
To start off, PS5 Pro release to happen in 2023-2024, reckons TV manufacturer TCL. PS5 shortages expected to stabilize and overtake PS4 sales by 2024. Sony plans to increase PS5 production as it eyes broader games portfolio. Sony expects to be done with PS4 games by 2025. Sony expects to make $300 million off PC games this year, especially now that they just announced Spider-Man coming to PC. That'll definitely go toward their big chunk. PlayStation Studios is preparing to invest big in new IP. Sony reveals plans for 50-50 investment split between new IP and existing franchises by fiscal year 2025. Sony expects half of its annual releases to arrive on PC and mobile by 2025. PlayStation has 2 unannounced live service games due by March 2023. Final Fantasy 15 director Hajime Tabata could be making a PlayStation exclusive title. Steam database listings suggest Returnal is coming to PC. Resistance Retribution has been rated for PS4 and PS5 in Korea. Following that, God of War Ragnarok has been rated in South Korea, suggesting a release isn't too far off. Now here's the more interesting one. God of War series confirmed for Amazon, while Netflix snaps up Horizon Zero Dawn TV series. Following that, Sony looking at Gran Turismo movie with District 9 director. Will Arnett to voice Sweet Tooth in upcoming Twisted Metal TV series. PSVR 2 will reportedly start mass production in second half of 2022. PSVR 2 will have over 20 games ready for launch. Rumor, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will have PSVR 2 exclusive content. And Killzone may be in development as a PSVR 2 launch title.
No, Derek.
Don't mention Five Guys.
I'm not. I'm going to talk about Will Arnett.
Okay.
Will Arnett. Like a lot of people like Will Arnett. I have no qualms with Will Arnett. He's done some really good stuff, but I feel like he's falling into the Will Smith, the Rock, it's
John
like this
Cena.
John Cena, like the same character for everything he plays. Like
Yeah.
he's playing Will Arnett dressed as this person. He's
Yeah.
not playing that person. You know what I mean? Like he did a good job as Batman, Lego Batman, but like
Yeah.
everything else is like, I'm Will Arnett. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't see him as Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is like a psychotic clown that murders people with his ice cream truck. Will
Right.
Arnett is a comedian. I don't
Yeah.
see. I don't know. This project's weird. This project's like straight up weird. You got
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie. You got Will Arnett. You
Thomas
had some-
Hayden Church.
yeah, I don't know who that dude is, but that dude as well.
Sandman from Spider-Man 3.
Okay. You know who hates him, right?
Who?
Anakin. Anakin hates Sandman.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. Oh, my God.
Dan says, I don't think I want to trust Hollywood with Horizon. Well, it's already too late. Netflix has it.
Yeah.
You know what that means. They're going to cut corners and they're going to butcher the story. Just like someone butchers horses.
Whatever.
Now, the other thing that I wanted to, talk about real quick, is this little game called God of War Ragnarok.
Oh my God, I knew it.
When I read that one in there, I was just like, oh yes, it getting rated South Korea, and it's not too far off, man. Not too far off.
Hey, January 1st is not technically too far off, so.
Oh, it's gonna be sooner than that.
You hope. You hope.
Regular hamburger, regular fries, mayonnaise and ketchup only.
Ketchup only, yep.
Yep, large Coke. Just gonna text you that randomly. Also, I think we're gonna have like a meet and greet that day when you buy me my Five Guys.
Why? Why?
Because they've never met you, and
that's true.
What better day than when you buy me Five Guys?
You just want people there on your side is all you want.
Bree says, we can't wait to see you in Pensacola, Derek. Yeah, exactly. Everybody was like, so you're going to make Derek drive all the way down to Pensacola to buy you Five Guys? I was like, yes. Yes.
I'll just send you a gift card with Five Guys.
No gift card. Nope.
I'm still spending my own money.
Nope. That's not how this works, man. I gotta. Nope. Not how this works. But you know what does work, Derek? Dim quick hits.
Mm-hmm. So to get that started off, new The Witcher game in pre-production with over 100 devs involved. Following that, Cyberpunk 2077 expansion has, quote, the bulk of CDPR's development capacity working on it. Mario Strikers Battle League will get post-launch updates, along with a pre-launch test kick demo. Excuse me. Phil Spencer says he will recognize Raven Software's union once the acquisition is complete. Project Keystone is Microsoft's affordable Xbox cloud gaming streaming stick. Machine Games' Indiana Jones title reportedly not an Xbox exclusive. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will continue Cal Kestis' journey in 2023. This would have been a news story, but I already saw that you covered this on the Nerd Cave, so, go watch the video there. Multiverses leak suggests Scooby-Doo, the Joker, and Scorpion are joining the cast. Summer Games Fest has over 30 participating companies, including PlayStation and Xbox. Excuse me. Sega confirms a new project announcement live stream for tomorrow, June 3rd. A rumor. Hangar 13 wants Mafia 5 greenlit while fourth game is in production. So they want to keep that gravy train rolling, but make the games good. Forget if you want a next one greenlit. Make it good. Life is Strange creator rebrands as Don't Nod, separating it used to be one word, now it's two words, for 14th anniversary. 6 games now in the works. June Xbox update finally lets you view secret achievements. Super Bomberman R Online is being pulled offline in December. Tekken 7 has sold 9 million copies worldwide. Shinji Hashimoto has retired as Final Fantasy brand manager after 27 years at Square Enix. Gearbox has now acquired Tiny Tina's Wonderlands developer Lost Boys Interactive. Some Warhammer 40,000 news. A retro-styled FPS Warhammer 40k bolt gun revealed during Warhammer Skulls 2022. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader brings CRPGs to Warhammer. Warhammer 40k Shooters Blood and Teeth with Teeth with TEF will release October 20th. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 video goes behind the scenes on upcoming title. Ubisoft won't be holding an E3 style conference this June. Knockout City is officially free to play and season 6 is now live. Animal Crossing New Horizons will seemingly stop functioning in 2061. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed launches August 30th. John Madden revealed to be Madden 23 cover star. Dragon Age Dreadwolf is the official title of BioWare's next entry to the franchise. Before this next one, let me take a sip. New month means new free games on Xbox and PlayStation. For your Xbox games with gold, you have Avon Colony for the entire month. You have Project High Rise Architects Edition from June 16th to July 15th. Then you have Super Meat Boy from June 1st to the 15th. And from the 16th to the 30th, you have Wrath Skulls. For your PS Plus games for the month, you have God of War 2018. Speaking of that, you could also look into that as another omen that, release date's coming soon. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker on the PS4. And Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl for the PS5 and PS4.
God of War. Derek, I turned on my camera, so I'm hoping you get to see this.
Yeah, no, I literally flipped to it as you did the tongue thing, of course, so.
There you go. I'm glad John Madden's going to be on the cover of Madden this year.
Yeah, considering he passed away last year. So it was only prudent.
Yeah. I wanted to point out Shinji Hashimoto, 27 years at Square Enix.
Yeah.
He put out 3 Final Fantasy games in that
Yes.
time. I'm kidding. He put out a ton of games. He has been there a very, very long time. I'm glad that he has been able to retire and he gets to spend time with family and all of that. He's put out every single I had to wait for Derek to get off his phone. Every single Kingdom Hearts game he has been a part of.
Wow.
And there's like 20 bajillion of them.
Yes, there are.
So
law of averages, 20 bajillion Kingdom Hearts, 3 Final Fantasy games, you know?
Exactly. So, I know they'll have someone to replace him because that's how everything works. But a great creative force for Square Enix the last 27 years. So good on you.
Yep.
Mate. Good on you. I'm like, good on you, mate.
Oi,
governor. Oi, governor. So you brought this on yourself. Oi, governor. What are we going to do from the game club? Oi. Game club for June.
Lord.
June's game club, guys, is Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. It's going to be fun, guys. We're going to play together. We're going to create characters. We're going to ninja it up. This is my Nindo.
It'll be something different because, we don't, we've mainly been playing single player stuff. Like Halo had multiplayer, but, we were mainly doing it for the story. So it's a little bit, we need to branch out a little bit and do something different.
We haven't done a fighting game either.
Well, that's true.
We did
Sifu,
but I'm not.
That's like count. Dark Souls meets Kung Fu.
Yeah. That's just painful at times. I still want to go back and finish it, but that's neither here nor there. The choice, as Amy said, has been made.
Yep.
Amy says, I dozed off, but Zach screeches gently lulled me from my slumber. I love you, boo.
That's your rock, your cornerstone.
Wake up now. I love you, boo. Now you know the June Game Club game, guys. We're so glad that you are going to get to be a part of that. Come and be a part of it. Share your experiences. We're going to talk about each and every week on here. It's going to be awesome. Me and Derek are going to break it down every week as we move closer to our ultimate review, like we're going to be doing next week of Star Wars. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. It's going to be great, guys. We're going to get in depth. It might not be a full episode because Derek isn't playing all of it. But, you know, that's neither here nor there because he's failed miserably. But, you know, we still love him. We still love him.
Yeah, no.
He might have finished Horizon, but he didn't finish this one. You know what I mean?
Nope. Nope.
You know what I mean, guys? Thank you so much for being part of this episode. We love you. We're excited to be a part of your week. Come and be a part of our live streams over on twitch.tv/NerdCave Network. Follow us over there and subscribe over on youtube.com/NerdCave Network and go listen to us on podcast services around the globe. Soapy Jones enjoyed it.
Same here.
Guys, we'll see you next week. This has been Zach
and Soapy Jones.
Y'all have a blessed night.